Hey, Dylan, we're here with our new podcast, Channel 8 Free Britney 2.0
Ooh,
with Heather and
hello.
Dylan.
Hello, hello,
Hello,
hello.
hello. So I'm so happy to be here and talk about this. It's so nice to get conversational about this instead of just put out 3-minute videos to people
Absolutely.
that probably get frustrated if we don't say what they're thinking or they just have a teeny little box to type in.
Right.
So I think there's some really important things or at least one important thing I would love to cover about Britney today that's kind of been going on in the past few days. But I did want to just kind of do a recap that okay, so Britney's conservatorship started February 1st of 2008. And then from the public standpoint, everything I've ever heard is that it was terminated in November
November
of
12th.
2020.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, November 12th of 2020. Um,
2021.
how I'm sorry, November 12th of 2021. However, the um, court documents, when I went on to lacourts.org and actually looked at all the breakdowns, said that it was not officially terminated until believe it was January 24th of 22. Is
That's
that right? You
crazy.
sure it's 21? It can't be 21, right? Like I thought 2020 is when it was.
Free, I think the movement started in 2020 and then she was actually freed in that November of 2021. Because like
Okay.
2021, I feel like 2021 was such a throwaway year. Oh my goodness. Like,
Okay, so COVID's just totally throwing me off because I'm always thinking that like we started with a Free Britney movement in 2019, then by 2020 we had her free. So I've been off a year forever apparently. Um, Even looking at court documents. So yeah, so then and January is when the court documents of 2022 actually said it was terminated. So I was just confused. I also don't see anything on there that actually lists a care plan. I don't know if that would show or not. I know it's sealed, but like there's not even minutes that show like that was put into effect. So I'm just a little confused
hmm,
with that. I don't know legalities. No.
right. That's so strange. Like, what, like, because,
Yeah.
like, I just typed it on Google. When was the Britney Spears conservatorship started? And it gave me the exact date. And then I typed in, when was it ended? So, like, for public knowledge, that's what we
Yeah.
have. But that's interesting that you have the documents that say otherwise.
Which is weird. And we're not lawyers. So maybe that's just
Right.
like the
Maybe
time
it is a
frame that it takes to
legality.
say that. Yeah. Um, so, and then, Jody had been put kind of in charge of her care plan ever since then. So, there's been a lot of like back and forth with Brittany. There seems to be a decline in her mental state, according to a lot of
Er,
people in the public, right?
Right, right. Which
And I
people
think
wouldn't be
that
saying
this
about a
is,
man, but sorry.
I love that you say that, by the way. I love that so much
God.
because I've always advocated for how mad it makes me to go back and watch Brittany's interviews with Diane Sawyer and all that. I'm like,
Ugh.
that, first of all, that never happened today, by the way.
No.
Never.
My God, they were
Diane would have been crucified,
relentless.
canceled. Yeah, it was terrible.
Absolutely.
Um,
Absolutely.
like, and it's weird to see that, like, see when Britney started and how like everything was and where it is now. It's you usually don't see that. You usually have like people who are in one type of generation and then they're gone when another type of generation comes in. And she's sitting here having to like shift in between the way that people are treated,
Right.
which is a much better way that people are treated now. Well, a lot of us are fighting for, anyways, with women's rights and equal rights and things like that. So, anyways,
They were
I
painting this narrative. They're painting this narrative that she's mentally ill. It's just like
unwell.
it's in their what is it called? Like their little briefcase of like, oh, what can we say? Oh, she's mentally ill. It's like they always go back to that. First of all, and that's what have been. And if you read, like, I read some comments from people on certain TikToks, and they'll be like, um, she's crazy. Obviously, she needs to be under a conservatorship. Would that mentality
Isn't that
alone
terrible?
is so dangerous? Just because, like, imagine if
Disgusting.
like
Yeah.
your best friend was going through some stuff and you know, someone tried to put them under like lock and key like that, you would
Mhm.
speak up for that person and be like, oh, no, they're mental, they can do, you know, take care of their own business. Everyone's got demons, everyone's got dark stuff in the closet, whatever.
Right.
Everyone's going through something. Why is it with
I would
just
hate
Britney
to be
Spears?
judged. Yeah, I would hate to be
Yeah.
judged my whole life for like, because I've even had hard times mentally and just in life in general. I would hate to be on lockdown for like 15 years and beyond because of something I did in my 20s. Oh my God, I would still be on lockdown. I'm telling you right now, I would be
Absolutely.
lockdown.
Right.
Like that would be like let her have therapy, let her have a chance to heal. I mean, people can change, but you don't get a chance to change if you don't like let them spread their wings. Um, oh, what was I going to say? There was something about her conservatorship. Gosh darn it. Oh, okay. So I actually saw quite a few comments on my page on my TikTok the past few days, which by the way, if you guys are here, you're probably here from mine and Dylan's TikToks. So yay. But a lot of people have been making comments like, um, she's showing all the signs of this mental disorder or this mental disorder. And I finally just commented back and said, well, let's just think about it like this. Actually, I think I did a video on it. If would you like it if you went to work every day with somebody who just saw you for a fraction of your day, but then they decided to assess your mental well-being just on that small fraction? Would that be fair?
Mm.
Because I don't think that anybody is qualified to say that. And we're not around her 24/7. Not to mention, we don't know for sure the team that is around her and whether or not they're curating what material about her is getting out there. And that's what we are, that's how you and I met, Dylan. Like people, on this side of the Britney fans, like we're fighting for Britney for that too, because we don't think that she's being represented authentically. We
Right.
are afraid that she is trying to be made to look very mentally unwell and possibly put back into a conservatorship, which we know she doesn't want.
Mm-mm.
And even if she does have a mental incapacity of some sort, it does not necessarily mean that she needs to be in a conservatorship. Do you know
Right.
how many people have mental problems, illnesses, health issues? They're not in conservatorships. I don't know,
And
maybe people argue that.
even when they
Go ahead.
do, they it's hard for them to get into a conservatorship. You have to be
Yeah,
so, you know,
yeah.
like nonverbal. Like there's got to be something
Mhm.
that you physically cannot take care of yourself and you need, and that's what it's for, like to
Yeah,
help. And that's why, you hear a conservator, you think of an older person who's, lost,
yeah.
or yeah, did, yeah.
Oh,
You don't think of
yeah, that's
someone
what.
who's springy and like doing world tours. You don't think of someone doing a Vegas
Right.
residency,
Or maybe even somebody that's been mentally incapacitated like pretty much their whole life or into a terrible accident that changes them forever. Like that's understandable.
Hmm.
Um, Maybe there was like a reason, to protect her estate to begin with. I don't know. I have never interviewed Jamie or anything like that. Maybe there was just cause. I'm not saying I agree with that, to like try to protect her estate to begin with, but to keep her, and that is just, to me, is just full on ego and control. So I personally don't agree with that at all.
Right. Jamie has such like I looked at that newest picture of him and he has such like the Hollywood filter on him now. Does that make sense? Like his teeth are brand new. He looks like he's had a little,
Mm-hmm.
he looks
Oh
fresher.
yeah,
Like
he's been paid for.
he's got the
He's
Hollywood.
been bought. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
But at the
absolutely.
same time, I feel like he looks very unhealthy. Like I
Mm.
feel like stress has taken a toll on him. Like he looks withered to me.
That's how a lot of those
Without trying.
people look. Like a lot of those
Yeah.
like powerful people, like I feel like they hold so many secrets that you can't
Yeah.
physically
It's
like get
stressful.
that away, and then they try to pump it and look and pull it and look different and
Yeah.
get surgeries, and you can't hide evil.
It's true. It's true. And just stress on a body just changes you and changes the way that your body reacts to it in general too. So um, I'm sure we all have experience with that.
Right.
So some really important things have gone on the past few days. Now there's so much that we can talk about here, but I just figure that we'll just take it as it comes and bring it up as it comes. You know what I mean? Like we'll know. Sorry if you heard my dog. um, okay, so hang on. Okay, dry skin. Okay, so there is a video that Perez Hilton recently put out, and it's kind of cryptic, like in the same way that Britney's captions are cryptic, I guess people could say. Like he put out there that something was really wrong with her, but he couldn't tell us what it was, and she wouldn't want it out. And it's made people really mad, actually, because
Mm-hmm.
people are like, if you're going to talk, then we should be able to, at least know what's going on to see how we can help her.
Like just him saying that we haven't found out what's actually going on means that we probably have cracked the code, and we're
Yeah.
getting or we're dangerously close. And so he's been sent to say, okay, you guys, you haven't actually said the right one yet, but something is going
Yeah.
on.
It definitely does seem that way. And the way that he is like cryptically liking certain posts or certain comments on his videos, you know what I mean? Which, by
Yeah,
the way, his accounts were banned yesterday.
I
And I think
saw
he's trying to work
that.
on getting a new, just on TikTok though, not YouTube, not,
Well, he's
yeah,
got like
that was
35
wild.
accounts, so like,
You have to though. Like my first one got banned too at like 15K just out of the blue. And I mean, I told people to go find my backups, but at this point, like we're looking at like 87,000 versus 1,000. So if people don't find me, like they're gonna miss out on a lot of good info.
right.
um, but because it's just so hard to like reload, you know what I mean, old videos and stuff. It was frustrating to me, and in the way that I have been, I want to say, preaching on my videos from almost the beginning, that I felt like that they were working up to creating this whole gallant plan of making her look, you know, crazy or unwell so that they could put her back in the conservatorship. So when he did that, I felt like I saw right through it. I felt like it was a PR stunt. I felt
Mm.
like he was either paid for it or forced to do it. Um, and I felt like there was a lot of psychology behind it. So the purpose in getting someone, so I worked in marketing for 18 years, and psychology is actually a really big part of marketing. So my take on it was, let's get the Grinch to grow a heart and announce something about Britney, who he has dogged along with so many other people for so long. And then you get him to put out this statement like he actually cares. That's enough to really like make you question your feelings. That's enough to make you question and be like, maybe everything I've questioned is wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. You know what I mean? Like, can you see the
Mm-hmm.
psychology of that,
Absolutely.
And so that's how I took it. Um, so that's how I took it. It made me mad to begin with. And I was like, I expressed being mad on a couple videos, and then I said, you know what, we're going to fight back, and I'm going to go back in her post. I'm going to go back to her page, and I'm going to start doing like videos to show you guys that you can have faith in her, that maybe these captions are the way that they are because she has something to do with it. That's not really an overall popular opinion that Britney posts on her account. By the way, I have stuck to it because while I don't believe that she does all of her posts, I do believe that she has a hand in some. I believe that her team lets her put some out
Mm.
because it helps to make her look unwell. Um, so I actually saw a YouTube video today with Dupois Maxi. Is that how you say his name?
Yeah,
Do you know?
that name has been popping up a lot on my TikTok
Yeah.
too.
So it's actually an interview on a YouTube channel called Calababes, and it was from 2020. But if you go to 1 hour and about 2 minutes, or in the up to like an hour and 4 minutes, like that little section in there, he talks about what it's like for stars to have their Instagrams and their socials and things like that. And he says in there that they are allowed to post, but their posts are screened because then, they've kind of become a business on Instagram, right? And so we would expect that. But what's important there is that backs my theory that she is allowed to post some. And
Mm.
I refuse to back down because I feel like that until, like I said, until I receive irrefutable proof from Britney, I feel like she is having a hand in trying to relay messages. And that also worries me.
Right.
So if it comes out, and if it's not her, I've also said then it could be somebody that's close to her that's trying to put out messages. So it could be a few different things. It could be somebody that's either just trying to make her look unwell, somebody who is, that's posting for her, making her look unwell, somebody that's letting her post sometime, making her look unwell, or it could be just somebody close to her that is trying to help. So I definitely feel like it could be all three of those. But that part of that interview really stuck out to me because I was like, that a lot of people say no, the people's teams, these stars teams, they don't let them post at all. But I don't think that's
And
true.
Selena Gomez has actually talked about that before too. She's like,
Mhm.
yeah, there's reasons I don't like haven't posted or blah blah
Yeah.
blah.
Yeah. She says that she didn't even have her password, which I think,
Yeah.
yeah, I think it's probably different for every team. Maxie was specifically talking about Britney though,
Mm.
so I'm gonna stick to that for just a little while until I
Right.
feel like. But I'm like, if you are here from TikTok, you know that I am open to all theories. It's not my way or the highway. You know what I mean? And I don't even mind debating a good theory. Like
I
even if
like
you,
hearing everything. I like
yeah,
my brain, I just keep it open
mhm,
until I'm shown that it's wrong or it's not, because how many times in this life have we learned the truth of what's been happening in other situations? It's
yeah,
hard to not question what's going on in her life with all these cryptic messages. Why would
yeah,
you not look into that?
yeah. So, so the problem with Perez is that apparently there's up to 15 other creators that had posted more information about knowing knowledge, myself included. And I did not know when I posted that had happened. I don't peruse around on TikTok. Sometimes I'll look at my comments and people that will tag me. And people are very, very irritated by this. And so I have taken my videos down, but I think it's just caused a lot more confusion. I personally have talked to somebody that I don't know if they are reputable or not. Um, but if they are, they've given me some information that makes me feel like that Brittany is not on the run, that she's actually been like in her house, not able to leave all along. And so that is um, something that
Very Ashley O.
yeah, exactly. And so I I'm trying to be careful because for at least a week I have pumped my people up and showed them like I think she's on the run because of this. I think she's on the run. And then all of a sudden I get this information, which I don't know if it's reputable yet. But based on that, I'm like, and then based even on some things that Perez and them are alluding to, I'm like, it could very well be true that she's been at her house. One piece of information I definitely did get is that she apparently has not been seen around Hollywood since she ran out of gas
Mm,
and they called Sam. Again,
yeah.
if that's true, right?
When's the
All
last
of this
time we
is,
saw her?
yeah,
Like,
it is. Isn't that crazy? Except for like apparently she's been at all these other sightings,
and like, what
which,
if she was trying to get away and they were like, no, OnStar, turn that car off because they have
yeah.
control over everything. We'll say she ran out of gas. Go get her and bring her back, and we'll make sure she's not getting out again.
Yeah, I really think so. I mean, she's has bruises in so many of her photos. Like I'm anemic too, but I mean, her bruises are consistent with like trauma.
Right.
I'm
Like
not trying to allege
this,
anybody in particular. Yeah, like around her wrist, on the forearms and
like the
stuff like that.
control points, like the parts where
Yeah,
you can control a person are bruised.
at points.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
very concerning. Strap points, because
Mm.
there's a lot of times that we have seen her in dancing videos where her hands and her feet are so purple, and everybody has said it's poor circulation, but I'm wondering, is it bruising? I don't know. I really don't know. From the pressure points, like from pressure showing as she's moving, I don't know. It's scary. That's all I do know. I'm so excited though to open up like this conversation and talk more about this stuff. I can't wait to hear like stuff on the tip lines. But um but anyways, I definitely feel like that the reason I brought up Perez too is that I know everybody's frustrated by the information, even some information that I put out in a video that I redacted. And I would like to move on from that. I would like to continue to research Britney and her situation and not involve what I'm being told. I've never relied on that before, and I don't think that's reliable, and I think it just causes doubt in people. So, I mean, it even makes me doubt myself. I'm like, wait a minute, what did I think? What did I say? I value that people like trust what I say, So, anyways, I think we should like move past what Perez might have said. I don't think that people are going to tell us. I think anybody who knows um, is not going to tell us. And I'm not going to believe it anyways. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not going to believe it because I feel like he's alluding to some kind of self harm. So until
You
I,
you had specifically said like weeks ago that um that around this time, around December 7th, the couple
yep,
following weeks after December 7th and 8th, the following weeks are going to be a little something's going to happen and
something's
something's
going to
going to come out. And here we are, we're recording this on December 20th, a couple weeks after December 7th,
happen.
and
Mhm.
shit's hitting the fan. It
So
just
there
seemed
was, she
calculated.
had a specific post when she puts numbers and stuff. Like I look into all of it, and it specifically talked about 5 weeks. And so it was, I believe her post was on November 5th or November 10th. It was one of those. And so I just counted 5 weeks from then, and all this other research I had been like looking up. I was like, something's going to happen, and 5 weeks was about this time. So I think something's happening.
Mm-hmm.
But she's also putting out clues. If this is her, like I claim, or somebody that cares about her, that something is coming around Christmas, and she makes it seem like she's going to expose something. So I don't know what else is to come. For Christmas, she mentioned Jolly, she mentioned green apple, red apple. I almost feel like we should take like a TikTok an episode and break it down. Like there's so much from each one of them.
Right. I
They
know,
when they
right?
relate to like captions, honestly, because I could talk about them for a long time.
Absolutely. Same, same. That's why my brain is buzzing already with
Like
captions.
conversate about it, not just in my head when I'm trying
Mm-hmm.
to send you like voice messages and not blow you up.
But I love them.
I, I feel like we have gone through possibly what the 5 weeks has brought. I think this is what is like what has shooketh people. We knew that something, and I think she knew,
Mm-hmm.
um, or somebody around her knew. And so now I think we want to see what's going to happen around Christmas and keep our eyes posted for that. She also has not posted in quite a few days. So it's always so like worrisome, right?
Yeah,
Isn't that weird
and
how
it's
worried
well,
it
it
is?
just so happens that it's like the same days that Sam is launching this new movie app, and he is just pushing that so much. Maybe he doesn't
Yeah,
want any attention on Brittany right now because he's like, I want my Mr. Right app attention.
that's a very good point. I never thought about. I really never thought about it like that, but that is a very good point because there's a lot of say so on or hearsay on who else might be making her posts. So we'll just say that. We won't call names here
Right,
because
right,
we don't want to accuse. but
right.
so yeah, I think that's going to be our next thing on the horizon. In the meantime, what I usually like to do is go back to some of the stuff that I've already studied and see if there's anything that I missed, you know. And you'd be surprised how much that happens.
Mm.
But one thing I really want to do is just thank everybody who is on our team because I can't believe how much this Britney movement has blown up. I'm so excited about that. I can't believe how much my TikTok has blown up. I can't believe people even want to hear me. Um, but half of the research that I do is also fueled by everybody, all of you. Like from the beginning, I opened up a blog. I told you guys to email me. Like everybody is emailing me tips. It's not just me at all. This is like a collective effort where we are all seriously um, researching and trying to find out what's wrong and help her along. And that's what drives me because at 39, I'm not excited to be so open on TikTok where there's so much toxicity and hate. I'm really not.
Mm.
um, but this is what keeps me going. And I'm like, there's so many other creators who are doing good work too. So I just really hope, I refuse to give up hope at this point. I just refuse to give up hope. I just hope that Brittany sees some of our stuff. You know what I mean? And it gives her hope.
Absolutely. Yeah. And if And like me and you have spoke privately, and if Brittany comes out and says with her own mouth on a dated stamp or a time dated,
CGI
video that's not
fake, right? Yeah.
CGI and says that this is harmful,
Yeah.
Heather and I are gonna just stop. We'll delete
I will
everything,
help other people stop too. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right.
Like I
But
say, okay,
until
yeah,
that happens, we're gonna keep,
yeah,
we're gonna keep looking into what's going on.
yeah. And in a healthy way, not just finding any way to accuse anybody, but literally
Right.
trying to. I said, like, I don't want to talk about Sam that much. I don't want to like accuse sister this and that. I want to try to focus on her. Yes, those names are going to come up, but I don't want to be accusatory. I want to be like intuitive and like research oriented, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So that's where we're at. That's where
Yeah.
we're at. That's where we're at. So
Well, this has been fun talking to you today.
it has been fun. I can't wait for the next one already.
I know, same. We
Still
have a tip
forever.
line for you
Yep.
guys. If you want to call and leave an anonymous message, it is 720-515-1915.
Woohoo. So excited. I know it's going to get flooded because my emails get flooded.
Right. And when we say tip, please don't just call and say, "Did you see Sam's deleted his Instagram again?" Like if it's big news like that everyone knows, we probably have heard it and we appreciate you. But
Yeah.
this tip line would be very useful if you do have any information that you would like to remain anonymous that is, you know,
Yeah,
um
exactly. Totally be anonymous. In fact, it doesn't matter unless you say I want you to include my name. I usually never say who it is, so you'll be anonymous.
absolutely.
But well, are we wrapping it up for today then?
Yeah, this is the wrap up.
Okay.
You can follow our TikToks if you didn't come. I am Pisces underscore mango on TikTok.
Mhm. And I
Um,
am sorry.
no, no.
Brit- Brittany's underscore not underscore free underscore backup. It started as a backup, now it's the main.
And that's as of December 20th. So we're praying that both of us stay active on TikTok on these accounts.
I
But we'll
know.
keep you updated with any new accounts that we may have to do.
Yeah, so same time next week, right?
Same time next week.
Okay. I'll see you later.
Bye.
Okay, bye.